Christmas may have just come early at Aston Villa as we are close to agreeing 3 massive new contracts for, it has to be said, 3 massive players, including one where you might live watch me eat some humble pie. We're going to be talking all about the new contract deals for Morgan Rogers, John McGinn and Matty Cash in this video. What it means, how important they are, not only for the club but for Unai Emery, for the lads that go out on that pitch every single week to have these big players tied down to these larger long-term deals. A statement of intent before the transfer window has even opened its doors for us to peruse the market of players out there. And if you are enjoying the content, leave a like, subscribe down below. We're so close to 4,000 subscribers, and comment your thoughts. Which one of these 3 contract deals will turn out to be the most important? Another thing, we are going to eat some humble pie on Matty Cash because he is turning me around this season. Share this video around. Here's the challenge. If this video gets to 100 likes, I will get a Matty Cash long sleeve home kit and shove it right on the wall next to my Tielemans one. That's the thing. And if you know me, you know Matty Cash. I've been a professional Matty Cash hater for like 2 seasons. I'll get his shirt on the wall, 100 likes, because he's winning me round. But I need something. I need an incentive to get him up there. Number 2. 248. It'll actually look alright. But that is right. Various outlets across the interwebs are reporting that Matty Cash is close to a new deal, extending his contract for a further 2 years with an option for an extra year on there as well. He's 28. His current deal runs out in 2027, which would put him at 30. This new deal would run out when he is 32, which would suggest that he is definitely Aston Villa's long-term right-back plan until we can bring in a young right-back when probably Cashy hits about 31, 32, when the year extension is an option, that optional 12 months, and bring in an understudy for him. Now, we'll start with Matty Cash and then we'll move on because he's been bloody good this season. And as you can see on the screen, Matty Cash, my number 2. Right mid, right wing and right back. Now, he starts right back. If you look at any of the articles that are sort of talking about these new contracts specifically for Matty Cash, they say how Unai Emery, Aston Villa, the hierarchy, the coaches, they're all just, they love him because he knows exactly what it means to be a right back in an Unai Emery team under that Unai Emery system. And I get it. He does. He's been doing it for 3-4 seasons now at Villa. He's been doing it for 3 seasons under Unai Emery. And he just gets it. He's one of Unai Emery's most capped players. He's played for Emery over 100 times. Joins a very exclusive club of those types of players, but only like 20 of those maybe knocking about, which when you consider Unai Emery's long career as a manager is very impressive. He's nearly his most used right back. There is a Spanish right back he used a lot in La Liga that is just above him, but he's drilled it. Emery has drilled it into Cash and he knows exactly what to do. Now, in terms of this season, 8 games in the Prem and 1 goal, but an average rating of 7.01. And he, like I say, he's been really, really good. I can't take anything away from the geezer. He's got the goal that puts him in the top 83rd percentile for players in his position in the Premier League. 7 shots so far, 2 shots on target. He's got no assists, but to be fair to him, an expected assists of 0.6, 302 passes, and 87% pass accuracy. The long ball accuracy could be worked on, and again, you know I'm going to say it. I know that Aston Villa's game is not putting crosses into the box, but that number really does need to improve. But in terms of defensive contributions, he's winning about 50% of everything in terms of duels and everything else like that, and he's played all right elsewhere. I've been happy with Matty Cash this season. Contract way deserved. He's currently on 80 grand a week, I think it is. And I assume his contract will bump him up maybe to those sort of dizzy heights of 90 to 100 grand a week. But it's good to secure this. And at least now we all know he's our right back. Let's just stop. I'm going to stop getting on the sign a new right back if he signs a new deal every transfer window. 100 likes, I'll get him on the wall. Fair play. Now, next up is a contract that I think might have undertones of we want to get a lot of money when we sell you. Now, that is Morgan Rogers. The new deal is apparently just a 1-year extension on the current deal. So I think his current deal is due to run out in 2030, and this new one would be to 2031. Now, Morgan Rogers is only on £75,000 a week. Now, I say only, that is like absolutely outrageous money. And to be honest, for the performances that he's putting in this season, it's probably a bit more than he should be on. But we know the likes of Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, probably some big clubs in Europe are going to be sniffing around Morgan Rogers. They're going to be sniffing around his signature, and they're going to want to take him off of Villa's hands, especially if we can't replicate our form to get us back into the Europe's elite competitions. I think if we don't get Europa League, maybe even Champions League, Rogers will be a goner in the summer. So I think this deal, it's going to be a massive pay increase, which, again, I get it from a business standpoint. We probably need to do it because we're going to have these big clubs sniffing around him. I assume we're going to be putting massive release clauses, etc., and bumping his value up because he's got the new deal. He's one of the highest earners. You can bump value up doing that. We've seen clubs do this so much in the past where they give a key player a massive new contract knowing full well they're going to sell him. Or is it to keep him at the club? I don't know. But has he warranted? I mean, there's some crazy figures being floated around right now that he might be going up to like 180 grand a week, 150 grand a week. And I really hope one thing. I hope that his performances and his, I'll say it, sulky demeanour for Villa so far this season haven't been because he's like, I'm Morgan Rogers, I won Young Player of the Year, I'm one of England's key players, I'm one of two players that's played every single game under Thomas Tuchel for England. Why am I coming here and playing for 75 grand a week? I should be on the same as a Declan Rice, who's the other player that's played every game under Tuchel. You know, I should be one of the highest earners at Villas. You know, I hope that hasn't got into his head, and then we give him this new mega contract with mega money, and he starts playing amazingly. That would leave a little bit of a salty taste in my mouth. But I mean, if it got him back up to the dizzy heights of the first half of last season, would anyone complain if it got us back into the Champions League? It's a really, really tough one because the money in football is ridiculous, obviously. But that is the current sort of mechanics of this deal. Let's have a look at how he's doing this season because he hasn't really warranted this deal, but we'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. And so far for this season, like you can see, an average rating of just 6.69, and that is probably kind because there's been a few games where I would struggle to give him anything above a 5, and I have on my match reviews. But he is only 23 years of age. He has got a goal and 2 assists so far this season, so 3 goal contributions in 8 games. It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic. And I mean, you look at some of these performances: 5.6, 5.8, 6.2, 6.2. He has slowly started to turn it around, which is always good. But you go back, where are we here? This is, where are we? There we are. The first few games of the season, I mean, they were just woeful. But nonetheless, we look at his stats, of course. 1 goal, 5 shots on target. The 2 assists does put him in the top 88th percentile for his position in the league. But I mean, look at his pass. His pass actually this season has been dreadful. Only 7 chances created in 8 games. That's not Morgan Rogers style stats. Not the Morgan Rogers that we've been used to last season anyway. His dribble success ratio, 33%. I know he's completed 9, but it's just not very good. Defensively, he has been a lot more solid this season. I will give him that. But if he's getting this new mega contract, I'm expecting big, big things. And next up, we have our captain, our skipper, our meatball, Super John McGinn. Now, been the captain for a couple of seasons, and I think he's just one of the most important cogs in this Aston Villa wheel. More than deserving of a new contract. I've never seen anyone run themselves into the ground so much for this club in my lifetime of watching Villa. He epitomises what it is to be a captain of a proud club like Aston Villa. His effort, his work rate, his important goals, especially last season, dragging us out of the mud in some games, putting his arse where no man will go. You know, that bottom is everywhere. So let's have a look at his stats and discuss his new deal as we scroll through. And this season, average rating of 6.82, which is a little bit unfair, I think, because he does the donkey work. He does the boring stuff. He is 31. There's less information about this contract and the years and whatnot. His current deal expires at the end of next season. There's less information about this. Now, obviously, there was some interest in John McGinn in the summer. We rejected a couple of bids for him. But this bit to me here just epitomises John McGinn. Unai Emery says, go and play there. And he just says yes. There's no arguments. He plays wherever for the best, whatever the team needs. Do you remember last season? Or maybe it might have been the season before, where he played quite a few games at fullback because we were short through injury and he just done it. Honestly, I love this man. Super John McGinn. And his performances, I think, have been really, really good this season. He's dragged us out of the mud. Look at them stats there. The expected assists through the roof. Successful passes, accurate long balls. His cross accuracy, 33.3%. I mean, look at the defensive contributions as well. All in the green for him, especially in terms of passing, defending, possession, the amount of touches that he's taken, fouls that he's winning. He epitomises Villa. I'd love him to get like a lifetime contract and just do what El Mohammadi does for the club, whether it's transitioning into a coaching role or being an ambassador. Meatball should stay forever. And there you have it. It's like a bit of transfer window Christmas news come early. 3 vitally important players for Villa, that close to securing massive new deals at the club. Stability is what Villa have needed after a dodgy summer transfer window. Monchi departing the club, an awful start to the season. Things are starting to tick over. Things are starting to turn around. And these players are crucial to that. So comment your thoughts on all 3 down below. Share it around to your friends. Like I say, 100 likes. Matty Cash is going on the wall of Villa legends. Because I think Tielemans and Constance a fair enough one right now. Cash might be next.